Greetings and welcome to the energy of Pisces. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. Tarot of the Twin Sun is a functional division within the Order of the Twin Sun. Please take only what you will. We are opening the 12th house, which is the house of abstraction as well as transcendentalism, the house of moksha, liberation, spiritual transcendence, the house of the unknown, dreams, collectives. It's also a house that is ruled by Neptune, which is by design, tidal. It's tidally influenced. It's based on the mutability of abstraction, some of the more deeper aspects of creative vision, visionary work, and the path of the sage and the seers also here. The house of detachment, the house of unconditional forms of interaction with others. And the interesting thing is that as we approach the Great Mirror, which is a tool devised by the Order of the Twin Sun, we activate the opposite house, which is the 6th as well, which is usually a block or a check and balance system, at least when it comes to terra firma, of how to check the metaphysical world or the supernatural world or the transcendental sort of spaces of time. And beyond, essentially, those dimensions, and try to essentially become practical about that, about the expectations or the lack of expectations within the Piscean individual. And what emerges essentially is an interesting dynamic in which these people will ground Pisces. They will bring forward a sense of practicality, and endlessly they will also judge Pisces and bring their consciousness into a form or a crystallized vision that is actually still a part of the bridge between the material realm and the spiritual realm. Okay, so it's somewhat a bridge of sublimity, of the sublime. Okay, in which we can take our words, we can take our own critical, sort of analytical perspectives and ground the sense of the abstract, the creative, the infinite, okay, in the energy of Pisces. So that's the beautiful mystery of this axis. It's quite mutable. At the same time, you may see these people who are innocent, and they're geared towards the loss of the self. They're quite selfless. They would sacrifice in small ways small practical ways in order to express their affections. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get started with a small karmic reading, and then we're going to go into an incident of that karma in the month of January 2023 for the energy of Pisces, and then we'll go into the Great Mirror. So for Pisces, January will be a very grounding month. There's a lot of grounded energy in it. This has to do essentially with bringing forward a vision or a resource, treating your time, treating your space practically, and becoming wise about this. This comes after a period of, I would say, crossing boundaries, exploring, travel, impulsiveness, reacting. Okay, now there is a calm reserve, and it brings you to a point of stillness during times of crises. There is a type of a mind here that I see that is looking for peace. It's looking for a way to balance out expectations and also come up with a sense of departure. Okay, so it's as if you are traveling from one space to another. There's a lot of travel in the cards. It could be a place that you visit. It also is a possibility of a new land where you might find a sense of stability in, or a new way or new reality in which you might find the terra firma in which to sort of base your explorations, to try out new things, new regimes, new ways of thinking. ultimately, what I do see here is a need to also sort of become a master of practicality, of doing things in a very practical way, which is, it's totally unlike Pisces in my book. At the same time, we have the Five of Swords in reverse influencing this. And what does this point to? Well, it points to, I would call it a type of maturity, okay, a mature action, a way of seeing things, a way of also becoming a master of your resources, especially finances, and not being so reactive, not being so impulsive about that. There also is a slowing down effect, a need to find peace of mind. When it comes to grounding, I think you will be very grounded, and this will produce that effect. At the same time, it will allow you to push forward your agenda into new possibilities. It will split the mind, and you will see a lot more in terms of this splitting of the multiplicity of timelines and different ways you can actually manifest your own sense of grounding or your own sense of a new earth. Excuse me. So we're going to go into this idea, also look into the Five of Swords in reverse. Yeah, that Three of Rods also is calling. I need to know what that Three of Rods is about. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And the Five of Swords in the reverse. Okay, interesting. So when it comes to the point of coming up with this power, this reserve, this calm, this practicality, this wisdom about creating new terra firma, a new earth for yourself, a new reality, a new timeline, there is a possibility in January that what is led up to January for Pisces essentially is the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Okay, temptation, I would call it temptation to choose something, and then doing so in a reactive way, and then now finding yourself in this new totality, this new happening, this new sort of a convergence of a reality. Okay. And this being terribly confusing in one way, shape, or form for Pisces. But because you've been reactive, because you've been forced to make a choice, there's something about it that actually, it feels like you've had to, I would call it, you've had to sacrifice something in order to get it that way. Sacrifice especially false love, false or inauthentic connections, getting out of those. Perhaps something that has to do with family, perhaps something that has to do also with the Two of Cups in the reverse, Nine of Cups in the reverse, Six of Cups sequence, okay, which is essentially, I would say, keeping your cards close, keeping your friends closer, your family closer, and trying to keep them that way. It's as if you've had a vision to do something with your life that is opposite to those connections, and now it's bringing you to a sense that you found the right place, but at the same time you're still being influenced by these past connections. That is the best I can do in terms of January for the incidental level, something that happens. It could also mean that there is a connection that you may be dealing with that forces you to choose another, or forces you to choose something in particular that is a very intense connection. This intense connection can force you into a new reality of some sort, a new commitment, a new way of dealing with things, a new way for this situation or this relationship, this new practical way of doing things through a job. Even it'll give you a sense of grounding. That's basically it. Now we'll move into excuse me, the Great Mirror. The Great Mirror is a tool devised by the Order of the Twin Sun to see particular karmas, between the energy of Pisces and a significant other. Please take only what you will. Thank you. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. So, what this person sees in you is, excuse me, as someone who has found a way to find something, to move away from a way of thinking in order to have an effect. At the same time, you are very much influenced by subtle forces that you've been, I wouldn't call it ignoring, but you've been guided by, that has helped you to drift out to new possibilities. Excuse me. This is also having to do with a reserve of energy. Yeah. That you bring to the table, whether or not you are conscious of this, it's there, and it also is a cause of fear. It's as if you can't truly give to this person, or if you did, there would be a number of variables that would amount to something that is not intended. There also is a sense that you are a dreamer, that you, your thoughts, your projections into the astral realm are completely your own. At the same time, you offer the romance of a mystical union of some sort. This is also a possibility. You may see this person as someone who is waking up, okay? Who is becoming practical about their waking up, who also sacrifices their own sort of inner peace to wake up, to do something in terms of that. The interesting thing is that what is being produced is, I would call it the chariot in the reverse, Merkava, in Judaic tradition, and this speaks a lot. This speaks a lot about potential. This type of connection, lots of potential. But what is coming to be is a sense that the path cannot be trodden. That there's no paths that actually define this relationship. There can't be. At the same time, there is a sense of newness in it all. I think you have the command in terms of routing your energies to this type of newness if you embrace your desires. If you truly desire this type of situation, that is kind of opposite to what I would call the actual Piscean order of love, which is not desirous at all. It's something that is that comes quite naturally, that is not artificial, but at the same time, desire has its merits. The sort of fire that comes through mystical union is quite strong, and the desire to have that is also an admirable trait. You produce the effect of changing this person's life in such a way, trying to negotiate what you give to them, whether it be love, time, energy, resources of some sort. But then this all sort of, it crumbles in the face of expectation. It forces you to change in some sort of way, especially with the way the bridge is showing up here. There is a sense of great union of some sort. At the same time, it's a cause of fear. It's a cause of expectation, and these are things that can cause a lot of stagnation on their end. But they feel awoken, as I've mentioned. It's like they're breaking out of something, a pattern. The thing is that there's a lot of polarization in this person, and they may oscillate from one end to another when it comes to making a choice, when it comes to being practical about doing the right thing, whatever that means. And there's a sense that also that they will flirt, or they will come in and essentially flirt with the idea of possibility. It's very interesting because there's a lot of attention to this type of connection, but it feels like the variables aren't right. You would bring inspiring energy to this person. Perhaps that's all you're here to do. You would bring a sense of newness to this type of person. There also is a romantic here that needs to be satiated on your end, a romantic that is completely hopeless on their end. And what may come out to be is a sense of ignorance, or not knowing, or not being self-aware in terms of the departures that are being sought out in this type of connection. This is the kind of thing where you would meet on a Roman holiday in a film, about something quite ridiculous that happens with foreign or perhaps exotic love affairs that are temporary. But then you can say that about every situation that ever comes to be in terms of the transience of relationships in our reality, or realities in plural. What I do see here is the advice telling me to essentially come up with a way to use this desire and convert it to empower you. This will help you to become independent in what that is that in which you do, and it actually will help you to produce the effect of mastery during a time of great evolution and spiritual change for the collective humanities. Okay, and this will help you to give you a sense of independence if you embrace this desire, if you truly have it. That is the best I can do. I am tapped for now. I do wish you well. Thank you. Bye-bye.